Okay, so this is going to be part 3 of our shoulder girdle and serratus activation video series here. I got Phil again, and I'm going to take Phil into this position called a reach, roll, and a lift. So what he's going to do is he's going to get into more or less like a child's pose. He's going to reach his hand out. So he's going to reach like he's trying to bring those fingertips as far away from as possible. He's going to turn that thumb up, which is that roll, and then he's going to keep his ribs down against his thighs. And Phil, can you just lift that arm up and off the ground? Oh, good. So that's tough, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. So the cool thing here is just to back up for a second, in the previous videos we talked about people overusing this like levator and upper trap and how we all have tension there, and how a lot of times people want us to address this directly, meaning like poke on it, mobilize it, whatever, and like, oh, that's fine, and we can certainly do that, but we don't want to miss like the bigger picture here, which is maybe this is just overworked because this lower trap and this serratus anterior aren't doing enough work. So if I position him like this, if he reaches that arm all the way out and then he has to turn his thumb up, he's getting that external rotation, which we talked about in video 2, and then I'm asking him to lift his arm off the ground. The only place it can come from, really, at that point, is that shoulder blade moving, which is going to be serratus pulling this way and his lower trap pulling this way. That is why this exercise is super duper cool. So this is another way to encourage the right muscle firing patterns and see if we can just improve how well that shoulder moves. Oh, he's getting tired. He's getting tired. You can see it. It's hard to keep that arm straight, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll sometimes see people dump this way. And if you just don't have the range of motion, you won't be able to lift that arm off at all. Years ago, when I first started doing this exercise, so my history is I've broken this collarbone twice. I could not get this arm off the ground, and this arm I could get off the ground like 6 inches. That is a massive imbalance for an overhead athlete, surfer, all the things that I like to do. So that's what we want to avoid. That's what we want to improve upon and make sure that you have access to the range of motion that you need. So long story, try this at home. If you're trying to feel those muscles, really reach out, turn that thumb up, and try to lift that arm. And again, see if you can get into, see if you can connect to these muscles here. And if that arm lifts off, try it on the other side and see if it's equal.